Hello, friends. Welcome back to Block Bytes. I don't make predictions because I'm not qualified to. Also, I feel that forecasts come with several assumptions and make them just cute opinions in a real sense. So, what is the point? However, they do matter in the context. For example, when a top asset management firm like VanEck comes up with a set of crypto predictions, that is news because it shows the growing fondness that TradFi has developed for crypto. So in this video, we will look at VanEck's list of predictions for 2024. I have provided the link to their blog in the description. Before I start, here's a friendly reminder. None of this is financial advice. Let's start. The most anticipated event in crypto history will be the launch of the Bitcoin spot ETFs. VanEck feels that these will arrive next year and predicts that more than 2.4 billion US dollars will flow into these ETFs in the first quarter to keep the price of Bitcoin elevated. Given the inherent volatility in the asset, VanEck also does not see the price of Bitcoin falling below 30,000 in the same quarter. Continuing further in the year, VanEck expects that Bitcoin will eat into gold's market share as the global money supply increases. The halving, although a very bullish phenomena from a token price perspective, puts a lot of pressure on the miners. VanEck feels that this halving will result in some miners closing down their operations. The key is low cost, and only those miners with low cost operations will survive this halving. After the halving, Bitcoin will enter a consolidation phase that could last for a few days or weeks as these unprofitable miners sell their holdings. Still, after that, Bitcoin could rise up to 48,000 US dollars. Finally, VanEck feels they expect at least one low-cost miner like ClearSpark or Riot to be 10x by the end of the year. 2024 will be the most volatile years in recent times, not only because of continuing geopolitical tensions in Eastern Europe and Middle East, but also because 2024 is when many countries go into elections, including the US. VanEck feels that by the end of it all, on November 9th, Bitcoin will reach a new all time high, precisely 3 years after its last all time high in November of 2022, or rather 2020. Their research with Bloomberg present three scenarios for the price of Bitcoin in this halving cycle. The low scenario, which is a 250% return, could result in Bitcoin at 50,000 US dollars by year end. The moderate or 500% scenario could result in Bitcoin at 100,000 by year end. In contrast, the bullish or 1,000% return scenario could see Bitcoin go to 160,000 US dollars by the end of the year. VanEck feels that Ethereum will not flip Bitcoin in 2024. Yes, post halving, when Bitcoin will be under a lot of sell pressures from miners, Ethereum may outperform it, and this might lead all the way to the end of the year, but it cannot be turned as flipping. Not to mention that Bitcoin has seen a lot of activity lately, thanks to ordinals and inscriptions and other projects. Bitcoin even overtook Ethereum on NFT volume in November this year. All this means is that Bitcoin will see more transactions and a rebirth of network fees on the chain. Also, Ethereum will gradually lose market shares as alt L1s like Solana outperform it. There is no surprise here. Layer 2s have been consistently clocking more activity and usage collectively which will only increase. 2024 is an important year for Ethereum and for Layer 2s as it will release proto-dank sharding, further reducing gas fee and increasing transaction speeds for rollups. VanEck feels that within 1 year of this upgrade, the Layer 2 space will consolidate to 2 to 3 dominant players by value and usage. The decentralized exchange consolidation seen where three protocols, Uniswap, Curve, and PancakeSwap, now control 78% of the market on Ethereum, will also play in the L2 space, with Arbitrum and Optimism looking at as the top contenders. I talked about this in the CEX versus DEX video. The spot trading volume on DEXs has been rising since September of last year, and VanEck feels it will continue next year. User experience on DEXs has come a long way, and it is much easier to use DEXs now than before. This improvement will likely continue with more interoperability development, wallet designs, and payment integrations. This one is interesting and new to me. VanEck says that Bitcoin staking will become a narrative in 2024. It seems pretty confident in this prediction and says, with transaction costs rising in the Bitcoin blockchain, Bitcoin maximalist will start spreading the news that you can stake at the Bitcoin, or rather stake on the Bitcoin network and earn a yield. How is this possible on a proof of work chain? I'm not sure. VanEck says that staking is risky, but already happening on Lightning Network. It feels that advancements in protocols and apps will make this much more appealing to people. Apart from that, Bitcoin holders can also get yield by offering non-custodial staking to proof of stake chains like Cosmos. I'm certainly interested and looking forward to this. We already know gaming is a big area for blockchain adoption, as apparent from several collaborations between blockchains and big name gaming companies this year. VanEck feels that at least one game title will reach more than 1 million daily active users. Immutable X will also become a top 25 token by market cap, with the release of big budget titles like Illuvium and Guild of Guardians in 2024. Personally, I do not want to discount Solana for gaming. It is already the number 4 blockchain by number of games and could become the second best blockchain for gaming in 2024. GameShift, the IMX for Solana, promises the same feature set as IMX and a marketplace on a faster and cheaper blockchain. And we could see game titles and gaming companies choose GameShift over IMX in 2024. We are already seeing signs of this now. 3 of the top 5 DEXs by volume are on Solana, and this trend is likely to continue in 2024. VanEck feels this will propel Solana to become a top 5 blockchain by market cap, TVL, and usage. And this growth will put Solana in the race for spot ETFs. Deriving from the shift in TVL from Ethereum to Solana, VanEck also feels that Solana-based price feeds protocol Pith could flip Chainlink on TVL in 2024. I have my doubts here. First, Pith does only a tiny fraction of what Chainlink offers. Second, Chainlink's TVL could skyrocket if TradFi institutions like Swift launch their interbank messaging protocol on their network. However, there is a possibility that this might not happen in 2024. But I cannot discount Pith's threat either, as newer protocols opt for Pith over Chainlink. Solana is the blockchain for DePINs. Notable names include Helium and Hive Mapper. VanEck says that these projects could become mainstream in 2024. Hivemapper is a decentralized alternative to Google Maps, whereas Helium is a decentralized alternative to mobile service providers. Hivemapper recently mapped its 10 millionth unique kilometer, and Helium launched a $20 nationwide coverage mobile plan in the US. I agree with VanEck. Projects like these two will continue more to become more mainstream in the coming year and emerge as a viable alternative to legacy companies. This has been a contentious issue in DeFi, but VanEck feels that services like Ethereum attestation service and Uniswap hooks will get more traction in 2024, creating a divide between KYC compliant and non KYC compliant DeFi. I'm looking forward to this, and perhaps I will do a separate video on these two services to better understand what this means. VanEck feels that this will drive more institutional money into Uniswap, further solidifying its leadership position, and all this increased activity will also result in its token price appreciation. So friends, these are the 2024 predictions made by VanEck. I really liked them. And if you notice something, they are all positive for the crypto ecosystem, unlike last year and the year before, where there was a lot of regulatory pressure on this space. I hope you like this video. Do like and share, and I will see you next time with another fresh bite. Bye bye.